Narration. TTS script. The Opium Wars would alter China's destiny forever. Western powers, primarily Britain, sought trade dominance. Opium became the weapon, flooding China and weakening society. The Qing dynasty struggled to control both trade and addiction. Corruption and inefficiency plagued the imperial administration. Britain leveraged military superiority to protect its trade interests. China's outdated military faced devastating defeats. The First Opium War, 1839 to 1842, ended with humiliating treaties. Hong Kong was ceded to Britain, marking the start of territorial losses. China had to pay large indemnities, draining the treasury. The Second Opium War, 1856 to 1860, deepened foreign control. Foreign powers gained trading privileges and legal exemptions. China's sovereignty was severely compromised. The wars exposed the gap between Western technology and Chinese defenses. Internal rebellions, like the Taiping, further weakened China. The population suffered from poverty, addiction, and instability. Western powers exploited China's weaknesses for trade and influence. Opium consumption spread social decay across regions. China's humiliation fueled nationalist resentment and reform movements. The unequal treaties marked the start of the century of humiliation. Trade imbalance favored Britain and other foreign powers. China's attempts at modernization were slow and resisted internally. Ports were opened, foreign merchants thrived, and tariffs shifted. Naval and artillery superiority dictated outcomes of battles. The Qing court faced criticism for weakness and corruption. Military failures highlighted the need for reform. China's economy struggled under war indemnities and lost resources. Western influence expanded in politics, culture, and trade. Foreign powers established concessions and extraterritorial rights. The wars weakened traditional Chinese society. Resistance movements arose yet faced superior weaponry. Opium Wars highlighted the clash between isolation and imperialism. China's defeat reshaped its foreign policy and internal governance. Modernization became a necessity after repeated humiliations. Opium Wars symbolized exploitation and imperial overreach. The British used superior strategy and logistics to maintain advantage. China's defeat led to reforms, albeit slowly and reluctantly. The wars inspired a new sense of nationalism among Chinese intellectuals. The conflicts left deep scars in the collective memory of China. Foreign domination extended beyond trade to legal and cultural influence. The Treaty of Tientsin further expanded Western privileges. China's experience became a cautionary tale of military weakness. Opium Wars influenced global trade patterns and diplomacy. Internal strife compounded the nation's vulnerability. The economy suffered under drug addiction and foreign control. China's ports became hubs of international commerce and conflict. The British gained significant political leverage over China. Opium Wars reshaped East-West relations for decades. China's humiliation sparked debates over modernization and reform. Western military technology changed the balance of power. Resistance and reform efforts laid the groundwork for future revolutions. Opium addiction created social and economic instability. The wars showed the dangers of unequal trade and imperial ambition. China's defeat exposed the limitations of isolationist policies. Western powers profited while China paid a heavy price. The conflict sparked modernization initiatives in military and industry. Opium Wars became a symbol of colonial exploitation. China's experience influenced global perceptions of empire and power. Ports like Hong Kong became permanent footholds for Britain. Legal and extraterritorial privileges entrenched foreign influence. China faced decades of unequal treaties and concessions. Opium Wars demonstrated the consequences of military and technological disparity. Nationalism and reform grew in response to foreign domination. The wars reshaped trade, diplomacy, and internal governance. China's decline became evident, but seeds of modernization were planted. Foreign influence penetrated society, economy, and culture. Opium Wars were a turning point in global history and colonial relations. China's struggles highlighted the intersection of drugs, trade, and power. The Qing dynasty was forced to adapt, slowly embracing change. Opium Wars left lessons about resilience, reform, and sovereignty. These conflicts reshaped China's society, economy, and foreign policy. The world learned that trade and addiction could be tools of empire. Foreign military might dictated outcomes and territorial concessions. The Chinese people endured, resisted, and began to reform. Opium Wars exposed weaknesses and inspired future revolution. The conflicts became a symbol of both oppression and awakening. China's engagement with the world was forever changed. The Opium Wars reshaped power, trade, and society in the 19th century. The nation learned harsh lessons about foreign influence and internal decay. Resistance, reform, and modernization became central to China's survival.